Yeah, as it
Some
is.
shifts never end.
If it's clam and fish you seek, then come and take a good long peek.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions, anything for friends of path-abiding magic.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Real.
Some shifts never end.
So much to do, so little time.
Yes? Good evening. Sure, where to? So much to do, so little time.
There you are. Oh, you have no idea how happy I am to see you. This place gives me the chills. It has far too much Shaylangar. Ah, right. You wouldn't know. Shaylangar is a kind of Eterna legend. Or rather, an ancient Eterna faith. It roughly translates as, death isn't the end. Simply put, if a soul leaves this world, it leaves behind an echo, and how that person died determines how that echo feels to nearby people. In this place, well, you do the math. Indeed. Anyway, shall we? What? Oh, yeah, of course. If we're walking through a forest with tons of corpses, I thought a little more protection might come in handy. You have? Well, that's convenient. Then I suggest you go on ahead.
All ready.
There. You see that? That must be the castle. Now all that's left to do is find an entrance. All right, here we go. Yes? That was another one of those arcane guardians, wasn't it? Then this must be some kind of defense mechanism Dal Mercer installed. Oh. That coin from the manor. I dropped it, and it reacted with the barrier. Yeah. Much better. Lead the way.
Glorious greetings. Is this her? The seventh?
Yes.
Welcome, sister. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Thanks.
Follow me. Nadan will read from the tablet soon.
Are you okay? Why did you stop? Huh? What did they say? Did you hear? Tablets. Probably some kind of sermon. Either way, we should push on. With a bit of luck, Tara and the others are still here. Another statue of this woman. Who is she? Some kind of goddess? Oh well. Of course. They needed a source of fresh water.
Yes, I can smell it too.
It must be the lost ones. The river must have carried some of them right into the cavern. Damn it. What do we do now? The water we have in stock won't last us longer than 2 moons at most.
It will last long enough.
How do you know? We've been waiting for the 7th for 5 years, Taya. 5 years! What if the cycle ends before we can take the final step? She has become weaker. I can feel it. And I know there's something...
Marlene, calm down. She said that the Eternal would come. And so she will.
Yes? Waiting? What do you mean? Huh. I don't really know what to say. Let's just push on for now, okay? We can muse about the meaning of all this later. Yes? What is it? Looks like some kind of assembly room, doesn't it? This is where they must have held their masses.
And so they went and built the golden city Kadath. Verily, it became as glorious as she foretold. Towers of gold reached high into the sky. Music resonated from every alley. And only the freshest fish, the best bread, and the finest spices filled their banquets. Decades passed, centuries. But the more time went by, the more a certain sadness took hold of the Cadathers. The meals filled their bellies, but the dining gave them no pleasure. They dressed in the noblest of garments, but they did not smile at their beauty. No, all they could think of was the hollowness of their lives. What was there to fight for if the world was free of blemish? What value had pleasure if it was there in abundance? Why live if there was no death? All of these thoughts loomed above them like a blanket of black clouds. They then... Oh, Sister Mildred, would you be so kind as to recite the next passage? I need some rest.
Of course, brother. And so it was that she finally saw her mistake. Man was not made for eternal bliss. Only when enjoyed in brief moments would he appreciate it, contrasted with the heartaches of his brief life. And so she smote Kadath. Acid rained from the skies, winds brought plagues, and the earth itself opened and devoured the golden towers and the cities of Kadath into an abyss of fire. And it was there, on the embers of this once so glorious city, that she created the new order. She created hatred. She created pride. She gave birth to fear. She gave birth to suffering. And she created the cycle, and with it, hope. The seed had been sown.
It happened again, didn't it? What did you see? Then we were right. These people were some kind of cult. But why? Terra was never pious. No. Well, what should I think about it? It's a myth, like any of 1,000 others. I still find it hard to believe that Terra fell for this nonsense. She was many things, but never gullible. Good question. Places. How did this even happen? Why am I even here in the temple of some crazy cult, looking for my former companion? I did something wrong, didn't I? I mean, I tried so hard, you know? I wanted to be there for you, but apparently it was all for nothing. All of it. I know. It's just... sometimes it's hard. Anyway, we still need a hint as to where they went. Come on, let's keep looking. Yes? Show me. You're right. The tomb, the last step. What in blazes is that supposed to mean? Damn it, this whole cultist babbling is really starting to get on my nerves. Duneville. That's the miners' town, isn't it? Alright then, let's go straight away. Do you have a teleport scroll to get back to Ark? Alright, take one of mine. I'll stock up on provisions in the marketplace, and then push on to Duneville. I say we meet there.
walk blessed. Greetings.
Oh shit. A foreigner, huh?
Where
What
is
a
this
surprise.
supposed to lead? Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
This is too dangerous, whatever they want here. If we send spies and they get caught, Nerim will see this as a provocation.
Poor, poor people. All they did was invade a foreign country, and look how ruthless we are, sending spies in order to find out why they're here. We should be ashamed.
Save the sarcasm. We both know what I mean. You know my opinion, Tila.
I will consider it. You come at the right time, Prophet. Commander, explain the situation.
Of course, Grandmaster. Yesterday, we received word from one of our outposts in Duneville. One of the fishermen there saw warships anchoring on an island some miles from shore. And they bear the Nerimese flag.
We have already sent scouts to confirm this, and it is true. The Nerimese have invaded our land. We have a suspicion. I suppose you know that the civil war in Nerim has ended 2 months ago. And who won it? The combined forces of the Northern and the Middle Realm, led by Taranor Korek of Kabait. The Southern rebels and the remnants of the Creator's Temple have been destroyed, once and for all. Now Nerim has been united under the banner of the Free People of Nerim, how they like to call themselves, and this could be the reason for these warships. Because of this Korek.
It is said that he helped Narethzul Aranthiel shortly before the Lightborn were slain. And while before that, he was an opportunist who changed his ideals as often as his underpants, it seems that his crusade with Narethzul converted him, so to speak. He has become a declared enemy of religion.
He also thinks of the death of the gods as the first step of many. And now he sees it his task to rid Vin of religion once and for all. Free the world from the scourge of faith. These are his words.
Though it is worth mentioning that his understanding of freeing includes mass executions and the burning down of temples. He's a fanatic, and worse, his men worship him for it. What he wants is to found a new world, and his free people of Nerim are supposed to be vanguard of it. Not much. Or, yes there is. He's a narcissist. I was surprised to hear that the banners of his free people are ornamented with a picture of his and an inscription saying, "Praise me." Well, with the small but subtle difference that it was Narazul's vision to restore the human right of self-determination, and not to obliterate every kind of superstition or spirituality.
It is plain stupid to believe a way of thinking can be beaten out of someone's head with just enough violence. The only thing that does is radicalize. Though a world without religion would be a better one, that's without doubt.
Nonsense. The people need a higher power that guides them. You can see what chaos the death of the Lightborn brought on the world, and without your orders doing, all this would never have happened.
Of course. Where were we? Correct.
What Korek doesn't understand is that we're doing this to prevent a crisis. Not before the High Ones have been stopped. The civil war on Kile, Nerim, and Arazial shows what chaos such a revelation can cause, and we will not take this risk. That is the problem. Pigast?
We believe that Korek already knows about the cycle and the cleansing. And that he, how should I put it, wants it to happen. Well, I know how strange this sounds, but in a way it makes sense. For him, Enderal as the home of the Holy Order is the epitome of ignorance and stagnation. And we suppose he even knows that we are fighting these High Ones. But in his eyes, everything a paragon of the Old Order tries to prevent from happening must be something good. Maybe he even sees the High Ones as prophets of his new era. Who knows? Fanatics are unpredictable.
Right now, this is only an assumption, but we have to know. Yes. Do you know what a silver plate is? Good. Then you know that they possess the power to transfer sound from one plate to the other. Our plan is to place 2 of the plates in their camp. That way we can sound them out without risk. You, Firespark, and the mercenary, Dalvarek. However, you cannot travel to the island by ship. That would be too conspicuous.
We found out that the Pyreans had some kind of underground transporting system. Under-trains, that's what they called them. These trains connected the most important regions of the realm with each other, and thus probably also the temple on the island, where Korek's ships set anchor. If we can manage to find one of these trains, we could use them to get right to his camp. And, as it happens, we have information about a Pyrean temple in the Crystal Forest. One that is still intact enough for us to find a way into one of these trains.
The Living Temple.
That's how you call it, yes. But enough of the chit-chat. First of all, we need to find the gem that is used to open the gate of the temple. And I have a guess where we could find it. A village called Fogville, not far from the Whisperwood. As soon as possible. Joseph the mercenary has already traveled to Fogville, and you should do the same. I will meet you there.
So we are talking about accomplished facts, or what?
It is the only way. I'm sorry, Natara. Prophet, I'm counting on you. Find out why Korek is here.
There you are. I've been looking for you for days. Do you remember me? You, helped me back in the ruin. Shh, not here. I just came to thank you. Thanks to you, I was able to pay me debts. And both me family and the farm is safe once again. As you can imagine, I don't have any money to show you my gratitude. But I thought that this might be useful to you. Take it. It's the least I can do.
They just sit on their asses and hope things settle.
I should thank you. Walk blessed, and may your path...
Some shifts never end.
Hold on! Moses, how stupid are you? Give us that fucking trinket or we'll take it from your dead body!
Oh, thank the seven. Hey! Over here! Yes?
Great. Just great. I know. You're dying to help that poor Eterna girl. But believe me, that's a bad idea. Just mind your fucking business and we'll let you go. You.
Hang on, drop it. We should go.
What?
Shut the fuck up and let's go!
This isn't over, cunt. Believe me.
Shit! What the hell just happened? I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. That innkeeper, Daljan, told me it'd be safe if I didn't go too far from the cave entrance. Those bandits, they followed me, and I always thought this country was easier on our kind. You live and learn. But there is good news, too. Well, while I was waiting, I asked around a bit. Some of the sailors told me that there had been a strange group that had stopped in Duneville recently. 7 people, all dressed in gray robes. Yeah, and they caused quite the ruckus. Apparently one of them voluntarily gave the innkeeper a pouch full of gold for a handful of provisions. Sadly, the wrong kind of people got wind of it and tried to rob the group afterwards. Yeah, one of the group's women must have been a mage or something. She tore the bandits apart with the flick of her finger. They stayed for one more day while they stocked up and prepared for an expedition. Then, the rich man gave all his money to the miners and they left, apparently to the north. That seems likely, doesn't it? Exactly. And you want to know something else? All that happened 2 weeks ago. Do you understand? Tara was here, just a fortnight ago. My thoughts exactly. Here, this is where we should find that ruin. It's a bit of a... Shit! The hell just happened? Here we are. You lead the way, okay? What is it? Arbs. That's strange. I guess. But let's push on. What the? Robes. Like the ones in Doll Mercer's house. But why? Where are the cultists? And where's Tara? Without their robes? Don't be ridiculous. We need to have a look around. Come on. Yes?
Shh. We all know that feeling. Everything is going to be all right.
Fear is a phantasm conjured by our own mind. You are afraid of a pain that won't come. She promised. Tara!
Child.
Mistress, we...
You are afraid, are you not?
Yes.
What is it that you fear?
I don't know. Death?
You are afraid of dying. But that is not what will happen. None of you will. On the contrary. You will become part of something greater. Death is man's purpose. In the face of time, his life is but a flicker. No more than the batting of an eyelash. And his existence is pointless. Born to die, in a world revolving around the same vices, the same mistakes, the same personalities, trapped in an endless cycle. You, however, you are different. You are prepared to give your spark for something greater than yourself. You are on the verge of doing something meaningful. Something real.
Meaningful to you? We are sacrificing ourselves so that you can live.
You believe that I need your spark to exist, but you err. I do exist with or without you. And if you refuse, Tara, then this is how it shall be. You are not here because I forced your hand. You never were. You are here because, for once in your life, you want to do something with purpose. Something that matters. Your souls are too frail for peace, and stagnation poisons your minds. I am the Watcher of the game. I have been for eons, since the beginning of time, when from darkness came light. I do not judge. I do not feel. I merely preserve the underpinnings of your world.
Then it will always continue like that. Eternal conflict? eternal cycles.
The prospect of this saddens you, but you misunderstand. In every desert, there's a black grain of sand among a billion others.
What do you mean?
Every battle is a new chance. Nobody knows if man will ever overcome his nature, but one day he might. But until that day arrives, she needs to do what she does, else this world would drown in chaos. And this is our purpose, Terra, don't you see? To give her a part of our essence so that she can wander this world. You can go and be yet another meaningless drop of water in the stream of existence, or you can do something that matters. The choice is yours.
Blazes. This just isn't possible. They have to be somewhere. Gone. What do you mean? How do you know? What's that supposed to mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. These visions. How certain are you that they're accurate? No. No, I don't buy it. Terra wouldn't do something like this. Not for some group of deranged lunatics. Never. Something that mattered? This? God damn it. And what about us? What about all those years we spent together? Didn't they matter too? Why, Terra? Why by the 7th wasn't that enough? Why couldn't you just be happy for once in your fucking life? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not. And do you know why? She had it all! For fuck's sake, do you have the slightest idea what some people are actually going through out there? Day in, day out, they have to fight for their survival. But her? She had it all. A roof over her head, food, money, people to whom she meant the fucking world. But no, that wasn't enough. It was always about herself, even this. She never wasted a bloody minute even thinking about what it would do to me. Terra, Terra, Terra. It was always about you, and you alone. Something real. Bullshit. This was all about feeding her ego. The ever so sad-looking Eterna girl with the watery eyes. Fuck the rest, right? Fuck what your stupid sadness does to the people around you. I need to go. This is too much. This is just too much.
Blasted blistering blazes! What the heck took you so long? We've been waiting for ages.
But you only just...
What matters now is that we find the gem that opens the temple doors. You two take care of that. I'll go ahead to the temple and inspect the gate. Any questions? No? Then beat it.
It helps to know what something looks like if you're supposed to find it. At least that's what I've been told.
I already told you that. A small, red gem. If it's a...
Well then, let's start our glorious search, shall we? I suggest you take a look at the town hall. I'll check out the temple. Just call me if you find something. Huh? Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? Now, aren't you inquisitive? Let me think. I spent most of my time abroad in Kira, and also a couple of years on the Isles of Kile. And there was this mission that led me to Maiar Aranath once. What am I, a traveling tome? I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But, Kira's great. The people there are so much freer in their way of thinking. There are the great bazaars, the palaces of the merchant lords, and the fortress of the mages' circles. But you just have to see it for yourself someday. Oof. Different. As beautiful as the Isles are, there's always this feeling of rush and competition. Have you ever heard of the game penny? On Kile, it's not a crime if a merchant tries to cheat a customer. It's the customer's fault if he doesn't see the fraud. But if he does, the merchant owes him a token penny. Bizarre, isn't it? But over there, it's common practice. Yeah, it is. I was there with a group of mercenaries. We were hired to get something from a tower in the old capital. Not a nice spot of earth, truly. There's this fog everywhere, and with every step you take, you have to be careful the swamps don't get the better of you. But of course, that's also what makes it exciting. Keep your chin up. About Fogville? Yeah, quite a lot, actually. This story has always fascinated me. You haven't heard of it, I take it. What do you want to know? Yeah, and that's about what happened. How can I say this without going beyond the scope? The short version, the villagers lost their minds. It all started when they officially renounced Malphas and the righteous path. Then, more and more travelers started disappearing, and surprisingly, a lot of their corpses were found close to the village, dumped in the forest like slaughtered cattle. That was when the Order couldn't ignore this issue any longer and sent a division of guards to end the madness, whatever that's supposed to look like. But when these guards arrived, they were greeted by frenzied villagers, who were armed to the teeth and jumped on the guards like rabid dogs. Most of them were killed, but one made it back to the temple. Well, and that's almost the end of the story. When the guards returned, they were almost the size of an army, but still the villagers charged right at them. You can imagine the result. Yes, it was. It turned out they sacrificed them. Later, when the Order searched Fogville for what could have caused all this, they found a hidden hexagonal room in the temple, which looked like the Fogvillers built it themselves. It was strange. There were exactly 6 paintings, one on each wall, and they all depicted unholy scenes, whatever that may mean. Anyway, it seemed that the travelers were sacrificed there. Heck knows why. As I said, they were mad, and this is also how they fought, regardless of the consequences. Plus, this place isn't exactly easily charged. Just look at all the walls. It's almost a fortress. Well, the most common one is the proximity to the Whisperwood. We all know what these spores do to the human mind. So maybe unfavorable winds over several moons? Who knows? At least that's the official explanation. Some conspiracy theorists see a connection to the Butcher of Ark. Exactly. Strange guy, to say the least. You know, shortly before he killed himself, he left an autobiography. And even though the Order officially forbids owning it, there are collectors who established an entire cult around that Tannerson character. There's a lot of speculation going on about this entire myth, and some of it's quite bizarre and morbid, if you ask me. Anyway, Keep your chin up. That was quick. Any luck? Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Well, then I guess that means off to the temple. You ready? Good, but don't take too long. Ready to go? Good, then lead the way. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway.
Walk, bless? Oh, a bit of this and that. The roast rat. Safe travels. What would you like to hear? Sure.
100 men they were, as they set out to fight for their country's banner in distant foreign lands. He bid her farewell, a love still young and green. She thought she'd soon be in his arms again. He told her, oh, wait my safe return, trust in this. Let's promise and stand firm. Once moonlight shines red onto the seas, we shall all return in victory. There marched on blue banners in the sky, and teardrops were running from her eyes. Yet she thought, if only I believe, time will bring him safely back to me. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on wind's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born, and he caresses her face, yet she feels not his embrace. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Days turned into weeks, moon for moon passed by, yet no word from the battlefields arrived. Months turned into years, peace now ruled the lands. Empty graves were dug under the sky, but never did she down his last oath. Each night she stepped out into the cold. She walked through the forest, climbed the hill where she had once sworn her love to him. And always, when summer bid goodbye and moonlight blood red fell from the sky, his ghost raised from dust forgotten bones, searching for what he had lost too soon. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on wind's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born, and he caresses her face, yet she feels not his embrace. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Decades had gone by, her hair ashen and thin, realms had fallen, war and dead forgotten. When she walked the streets,
They said that she was damned, a victim to a past long gone and rotten. Yet still she did not care for their words when night came. She prayed for his return each fall when cold winds haunted the lands she hoped to once again hold his hand. And as her last sunset drew close by, she lingered, forgotten in the night. The moon's light shines bright upon her face. She's waiting as her life fades away. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on one's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born. And as she closes her eyes, a ray of light breaks through the sky, and her skin turns into dust as her soul breaks from its shell, and she joins him in the sky to shapes now free from grief and time. Then the winds take them away, through the woods its trees his way, and she takes him by his hand. At last in peace they find their end. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Dark and red glow the winter sky, two souls united by the threads of time.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your chin up.
Please, sit down.
Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Ah, there you are. Let's push on. And that's it. The Crystal Forest. Beautiful, isn't it? The temple should just be a few miles up the hill. Oh, it's an old legend. Apparently this temple has some kind of consciousness, so to speak. That's also the reason for the weird vegetation around here. Yep.
Well, well, that was quicker than expected. Did you find the gem? Show me. Well, I'll be damned, that's the one. Then I suppose it's time for me to tell you some things about the temple. Maybe you've already heard the Enderalian legend about this place. It's said that this temple is alive, and that the entire forest is some kind of sensory organ of it. Heareth his whispers, sung from the trees, dreadeth his gaze, blah blah blah, you get the idea. Though most folk legends are superstitious nonsense, this one has a true core. The temple does indeed have a consciousness of some sort. That has, however, less to do with some suicidal lover's tragic fates, but with a Pyrean defense mechanism. The Stone Heart. It works because the Pyreans found a way to conjoin something immaterial with a human soul. That doesn't need to be a building like it is here. It can also be a sword or an amulet. The Bound Ones, as those whose consciousness was transferred were called, suffered atrocious pain during the ritual, but when it worked, they practically achieved immortality.
Well, that's insulting.
It's a terrible fate, yes, but we all know that with the right religious blathering, humans can be convinced to do just about anything. However, don't get the wrong idea. These bindings were unusual. Not every Pyrean had a relative living in his frying pan, so to speak. Only a very few Arcanists, mainly those of the Ishian caste, were able to perform them. In other words, bound places or objects were extremely rare. This temple is one of them. I doubt that it's resting, witnessing the downfall of one's own civilization, and since then being forced to hang around in an extinct world hardly has a positive effect on one's sanity. But we'll see. Go ahead, put the gem in the socket over there.
I'll be damned.
Perfect. Then let's go, and keep your weapons ready. The Undertrain will be the lowest level of the temple. At least, if Lushishi's theories are true.